Okay, let's talk about Cam Akers, who you have number 5 overall. You've got him in front of Zeke. You've got him in front of Saquon Barkley, in front of Nick Chubb, in front of Alvin Kamara. If I have a concern, it's that his underlying numbers look almost exactly like Darrell Henderson's. There was not a lot. There was not a lot that separated him in terms of actual production last year from the guy who was theoretically his understudy, right? Like, it was clearly Cam Akers' job by the end of the year. And the most important games of the season for the Rams, it was Cam Akers and Cam Akers alone. And I will also say that the most impressive game that I thought he played in the postseason. And like, we tend to forget those things, right? Like, they don't show up in the seasonal fantasy stats and then poof, they just go away and we don't care about him. But he carried that team against Seattle. It was a signature game, I thought, for him. He was absolutely fantastic. He had some other big rushing games earlier in the year, like in December, but I didn't think he had to work very hard to get him. Like, he'd have these breakaway runs where he wasn't touched until he was 60 yards downfield, and then the first guy to touch him tackled him. And I wasn't actually like, he had some games where like all of Twitter was blowing up about him, and I just visually, I just was not that impressed. Like, they were games that I thought almost any other starting caliber running back could have got the same yards. And then he really wowed me in the Seattle game in the playoffs, and that changed my mind a little bit. But is any part of you concerned about Darrell Henderson, who again averaged more yards per carry and was essentially the same dude last year?
That Seattle game came with a banged up Goff. Everyone knew Akers was getting the ball every carry, and he still ran for 130 yards in Seattle. Very impressive. I think he was banged up as well. Yeah, Darrell Henderson was PFF's highest graded rusher through 3 weeks last year. But I'm just listening to McVay, who I believe traded up for Akers. He's just called him a special back, an every down back. He clearly treated him as such down the stretch. I'd like to see more targets, and I get it's a bit of a risk where I have him ranked since he's never done it for a full season. But I would argue all the guys right below him, Elliott, Barkley, Nick Chubb, they all have either their durability or workload concerns as well. So I'm just thinking here, Sean McVay feature back, even when Gurley was on one banged up knee, who, by the way, is basically out of the league already. One banged up knee was leading the league in touchdowns still in this system. And that was with Goff. Now we have Matthew Stafford, just a massive upgrade. And the best defense in the league, maybe. So I just love this setup. Feature back in McVay's system with all these weapons, and now Stafford. I mean, I think Akers, that's my theory here. But again, you haven't seen him do it a full season, but I love this setup. And he really looked strong down the stretch last year. The fresh legs guy again.
He's a top 10 running back for me. I have a little bit of Darrell Henderson concern, but that's about the end of it.